landscape being so important to me is sad for the crew because now they have to work outside. And it's very hot and hard and cold, and like I've never been as cold as I was at 4 o'clock in the morning in that what do you call it, that rock quarry. You know, that was brutal. And but Tom was there lying down on those rocks. You know what I mean? I mean, so yeah, those are, you know, nature makes it very challenging. It got so hot that we had to cut the sleeves out of his costume, you know, because he was starting to feel lightheaded out there, you know, in the hunting scene. And, so, yeah, that will always present a challenge. But I don't regret it. It's part of the film. But there's, you know, if you're an independent filmmaker, you know that from start to finish there are challenges. There are so many challenges, you know. And
well, you really make it look, I mean, you have such a confidence with your film, I mean, with the filmmaking, and just with, it's so, the theme is so, it's so clear and simple, and there's like just this beautiful simplicity and beauty to your work that I love.
Thank you.
A lot. Again, any thoughts,
questions? I'm here.
Oh, I just want to bring up one thing, because we were talking yesterday about how, you know, sometimes life imitates art, but in this situation, art imitated, or whatever.
That was.
What happened to you? Because it's such a crazy story. I mean, it
is kind of a crazy story. I think, you know, I think about it a lot, because I'm just like, why was I so drawn to this piece?
Why was this piece drawn to you?
Or why was the piece drawn to me? I mean, yeah, exactly. It's just so to fill you in, I basically started realizing that I was the Renee character, because my dad was quite ill, and he was really reticent to talk about it. And I'd hear 3 weeks later that he had fainted, and he was just like, don't worry about it, you know. And I'm just like, what's going on? He's like, you know, not your problem, basically, you know? And so it was so weird. This was happening when we were going into production. So the screenplay was written a long time ago, you know? I mean, like, it was, and it's part of the book, you know? And then he got just really progressively more and more ill during shooting, and he did die 4 days before we finished shooting the film. So, but I mean, the resonance between my life and the film's life, or what was going on in the film, was a lot. It was almost deafening.
How did you manage those last 4 days of shooting?
Because I had a wonderful crew that just really came around me, supported me, loved me, lifted me up, and I just, you know, kept my nose to the grindstone. And as we were kind of discussing last night, it was almost like, I don't think I could have processed the death of my dad, you know. I just needed something to really focus on, and that definitely gave it to me.
Okay. And there's another screening happening.
There's a whole week of screenings happening.
There's another one.
Yeah, right here.
You know, the more less is more. It's interesting to watch a movie a second time. I mean, so just the wonderful narrative compression, but then also seeing how long you do spend on a shot, and just like, and that confidence to spend that amount of time, and it really helps us inhabit it. And just to be able to admire. So the first experience, it's such an experiential film that even the second time you're kind of like, oh, here's how she did it. And the first time you're just kind of like on the ride, and then you're kind of like, oh, I see how she constructed that, and really admiring how you do it. But then I cried twice what I had it the first time, like just completely not expecting it. It's around like she gets in the bed with her mother, and the way you have her touching the back of his head. At the end. Just those little, those just trying to connect and hang on. You know, and just the relief, and just like and it's just, you do it so sparingly. but there's like a flood of emotion that attends those really evocative, but like you don't overdo it. The less is more, and I was just it was really packed. When you go in and you expect it, you've seen the movie just a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was so powerful the second time around.
That's
you kind
really
of feel
great
like
to hear.
You got your guard up. You're like, I got this, and no, it got me again. It's really impressive, actually.
Thank you very much for noticing that. These films are not like car crashes, and they really force you to slow down, And
that dogfight scene, though.
Well, yeah.
Really
Other than
impressive. Like logistically, how I still.
Yeah,
don't know how you did that.
it was. Oh man, when my editor came on board, he was like, "Okay, great. Which scene do you want to see first? Like, do you have anything that you're worried about?" I was just like, "Please tell me that we got the dog fight." And he took a look at it, and he was just like, "Yeah, no problem." But it was 4:00 in the morning. We were like, the sun was starting to come up. Tensions were really running high. 2 dogs that cannot be in the same frame, they cannot be in the same shot. It was just, It was a lot. It was a lot. So I was happy that worked out.
It was awesome.
Oh.
Speaking of scenes that are difficult to film, you have 2 very realistic suicide scenes that you had to direct an actor through. Like, how does that? It approaches such a mortality, and to have that set up with the crew. Like, how do you approach it?
Yeah, the one that I was really concerned about was the one in the woods. Really concerned about it, and we really pared down. Like everyone, had a very slender crew there, and everyone was aware of it. And the crew was so respectful and just quiet, and just like kind of gave Tom his time and his moment. Tom and I mostly saw things. I guess it's time to go. Saw eye to eye, and then sometimes I would realize, we're not really seeing eye to eye here, because he's such a strong, confident actor that I can tell when he's not there. He's not doing, And there was a scene right before the bedroom scene with the gun, and I had to take him aside and just say, "What's up?" Because I know that you're not giving what you could give. And we had that scene coming up, and so I was really like, "Oh my God! If he's this low key, this is an intense scene." And he had already said, like in the book, he puts the gun in his mouth. He was already like, "I'm not putting the gun in my mouth." And I was just like, "Okay, let's see what you do, But if it's not strong enough, I'm gonna ask you to do something different." And he was like, "Ma, I got this." And then he did. It was great. And I was like, "Okay, I don't need to ask him anything." So, yeah.
Wow. What seems as difficult as I thought it might be.
Yeah. Sometimes, there's a lot of things that are, difficult when you're making a film, and personalities, and juggling all the different acting styles, and but it's great in the end. This music.
Film, yeah.
In the end, it all works out. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. This film will be playing here for the next week, and so get the word out if you can. We'd love to have audiences. Thank you. And thank you to the Lumiere. Thank you to Deborah Eisenstadt. You didn't even Deborah Eisenstadt Morgan, sorry.
No, I didn't take his last
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay, good.
That's a misnomer.
Who is also a brilliant filmmaker. You should see her films.